Yes. So now we'll discuss about chapter number 3, that is tax-free income under section 10. So till now we have discussed about introduction and residential status, that is our chapter number 1 and 2. Now chapter number 3, tax-free income. So now you know agricultural income is tax-free. You know right, agricultural income is exempt from tax. That is in India it is exempt from tax. So that is Indian agricultural income is exempt. But there is a case of proportional agricultural income, that means partial agricultural income, partly business income. That also we have discussed in the case of rubber, tea, coffee. So there may be a certain portion of income is treated as agricultural, and remaining a portion of the income may be treated as business income. Agricultural income is exempt, business income is taxed. So that is the case. So we need to see what are the several tax free income is given under section 10. So before that, some of the tax free income is given, that is agricultural income is tax free. Next is share of income from HUF. HUF, you know, that is Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family is assessed separately. That means it is the one kind of separate legal entity is there. So that is why, so any share of income received by an SSE as a member of HUF is fully exempt. Yes. So if any member, it may be a kata, it may be other family members of HUF receives any income, in that case it is exempt from tax. That is share of income from HUF. Then what about casual income? So casual income nowadays it is taxed, but it was before 2003 it was treated as exempt casual income. So what are the casual income? Casual income may be of race horse, lottery, betting. That those are the casual income. So in that case, what happens? That is exempt from tax before 2003. After that, they have made the provision. Casual incomes must be taxed at the rate of 30. So now 30% tax is there for casual income. That depends. Suppose if you are going and participating in KPC, if you win a certain amount, then the 30% is there is a tax rate. After that, 4% there is a cess is there. Education and health cess 4% they'll charge on that. Suppose if you earn the amount, yeah, for any amount, and for that matter if there is surcharge also above 50 lakh, there is a surcharge rate is also given. For 1 crore, above 1 crore also there is a surcharge rate. I think for above 50 lakh it is 10%, and above 1 lakh it is 15% for individual. Whether I am correct? Surcharge rate.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is about surcharge. So all these calculation comes. Now casual income is not included in tax free income. That is one more thing. Now share of income from partnership firm. Partners share of income is exempt from tax. Yes. Again, this is partners are treated separately and partnership firms income is treated separately. Same in the case of HF also. HF income separately and members income separately. Then leave travel concession. So what is this? Leave travel concession means, can you tell me anyone? What do you mean by leave travel concession? Yes, leave travel concession means what? Can you tell me? Anyone? Narsimha, what do you mean by leave travel concession?
Like it's given to the MS like for their travel purpose, like for the business purpose they travel no so by
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. See, here leave travel
so
concession. So,
nothing, so nothing.
yes, yes. So leave travel concession may be of several types. So if you travel either for business purpose or for personal purpose, sometimes usually for business purpose they will allow concession rate. That may be there is a concession rate may be given. So and one more thing comes is whether you are a government servant or not. If you are a government servant, then there is a separate thing calculation is there. Non-government servant separate calculation is there. See, exemption is limited to the expenses actually incurred by the employee. Okay, what do you mean by this? Actually incurred by the employee means, suppose I travel from one particular place to another place, and I my expenses are 30,000. So that exemption, whatever the exemption, is limited to 30,000 only and not more than that. But in the usual cases, they will keep cap. That is what, there is some specified limit will be there. So if there is a specified limit, up to that limit, you can get the view travel concession. Yes, that is also exempt from tax. That is up to the actual expenses incurred by the employee. Next, fifth one, foreign allowance and requisite received by an employee of the government of India outside India, provided he is a citizen of India and he is rendering services outside India. So, thing is, perquisite means what? First thing you need to know, what do you mean by perquisite? So, perquisite, can you tell me whether it is a monetary allowance or non-monetary allowance? Perquisite, usually.
Non-monetary.
Yes, perquisite is a non-monetary allowance other than cash. If you receive laptop from your employer, it is a perquisite. If you receive house from your employer, and you are allowed to stay in that particular house, so that is also comes under perquisite, isn't it? So these are the things comes under perquisite. Now here the case is about Indian employee. Employees in India, Indian employee. That means he's from India. He's a servant of government of India, and he is giving his service. That is outside India. He is provided. He rendered some service outside India, and allowance is provided outside India, and he is a citizen of India. So in that case, what happens? Such allowance or perquisite received by an Indian employee for the services rendered outside and received outside is exempt from tax. Yes, that is the fifth one. So these are the 5 points, not much important from our syllabus, because the important factor starts from here. That is death come retirement gratuity. This is a very important topic, gratuity calculation. So now, what do you mean by gratuity? Gratuity means it is a lump sum amount. It is a lump sum amount usually given to the employee on his retirement, either to him or to his family member in case of his death. So in appreciation of his past services in the organization. So usually what happens for gratuity, up to 5 years there is no gratuity. Suppose if you join any organization, so up to 5 years they won't provide you any gratuity. After the it's one expiry of 5 years, that means if you have served in one particular organization for 5 years or more, then there is a provision of gratuity. Yes. So here the employer considers length of the service of the employee while paying the gratuity. That means, suppose I served in one particular institution and my service length is 27 year or 28 year. So these things matter. How many years I served in the organization. So all these things matter when we are calculating the amount of gratuity. So this is about gratuity calculation. So in gratuity calculation, one more thing, there are two category of employee. One is government employee and one more is a non-government employee. And in the case of government employee, what happens? It is completely exempt from a tax. See this. So government employee, first category, any death come retirement gratuity received by all category of government employees or employees of local authority is fully exempt from tax. What do you mean by local authority? Local authority means any now body of the government itself, like now municipal corporation, statutory bodies. So all these things comes under local authority. If he is a servant of local authority, also gratuity is exempt from tax. That means usually, suppose now let us assume I received a gratuity worth 20 lakh. I received gratuity worth 20 lakh. So of course there is a tax rate is there, isn't it? Suppose I am non-government employee, there is a tax applicable to that gratuity amount. So then if I am a government employee, in that case what happens? There is a no tax. No tax means full amount. Whatever the amount received by him is exempt from tax. Now what about non-government employee? Non-government employee, there are two types now. Under non-government employee, there are two types. There is Gratuity Act is given, that is Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. Income Tax Act of 1961, that is a main broader aspect. Under that, various aspects are there. Now, for gratuity, separate act is done, that is in the year 1972. That is Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. Now, so the case is whether non-government employees covered under the act or not covered under the act, we need to see. First is a non-government employee covered under the act of 1972. Second is a non-government employee not covered under the act of 1972. That is two cases. And first main case, in the case of government employee, it is completely exempt from tax. In the case of non-government employee, it is what? It is subject to taxation. So now we need to see the rule. Now, see this. Employees covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. In the case of non-government employee covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, any gratuity received is exempt up to the least of the following. So there are three conditions are given. Three conditions are given. We need to see that 15 days salary or 7 days in the case of seasonal employment, that means occasional employment. Usual employment is 15 days salary based on last drawn salary for each years of completed service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. So very clear this one. We need to remember these conditions. We need to remember these conditions. It very easy to remember. Here part thereof in excess of 6 months is given. That means what? Now suppose I rendered service for 25 years 7 months. 25 years 7 months. In that case, what is a year of service will be taken if I am a non-government employee and covered under payment of gratuity? Can you tell me whether it is 25 or 26? Can you tell me? I served in one institution for 25 years, 7 months. In this particular case, whether my service is taken as 25 year or 26 year,
26.
26 year. Yes, why? Because they have given part thereof in excess of 6 months. That is why anything exceeding 6 months, that may be 7 months, 8 months, 9, 10, 11 months, all is treated as one complete year. That is why 26 year is taken. And statutory limit is 20 lakh. Statutory limit is 20 lakh and or actual amount of gratuity received. See this. First condition or second condition or third condition. Out of these three conditions, whichever is minimum, least means what? Whichever is minimum is exempt from tax. Whatever the least amount you are getting out of these three is exempt. That means on that amount there is no tax. What about remaining amount? For remaining amount you need to pay tax. Yes, that is taxable. So now after knowing the rules for the employees covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 in the case of non-government employee, now we need to know what do you mean by salary for this purpose. So what do you mean by salary? Salary means only basic plus DA. Very clear. Basic means suppose I am getting 16,000 per month. So 16,000 is my basic, and whatever the allowance is given to me are comes under like various allowances given. DA, that is dearness allowance, then DP, dearness pay, CCA, city compensatory allowance. So various allowances are provided. But for this purpose, salary means basic plus DA only. It does not cover dearness pay, DP, even if it is considered for retirement benefit. Very clear. In the question, if it is given DP, it enters the retirement benefit. You should not consider in the case of covered employee, non-government employee covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, or commission paid as a percentage of turnover, and commission is also not included. Commission is if it is given, suppose on 50 lakh sales made, 1% commission. That commission also you should not consider. You should consider only basic and DA. Yes, salary is calculated by dividing the salary drawn by 26. number of working days in a month. So usually in a month we know 30 or 31 days. So we will take into assumption that there is only 26 working days. Why? Because there is a Sunday, 4 Sunday, usually there is 4 or 5 Sunday. So Sundays are excluded. Sundays are excluded and remaining days are treated as working days. Yes, in the case of piece rated employee, 15 days salary is based on the average of total wages. Suppose piece rate payment is given, in that case wage is calculated excluding overtime wages received during the 3 months immediately preceding the day of retirement. Yes, this is not that much relevant to our syllabus. You need to remember only these particular things. What do you mean by salary? Basic plus DA. What are the rules? Rules, you know, 15 days salary based on last drawn salary for the each years of completed service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. Yes. So now my question is whether the statutory limit is changed or before it was 10 lakh. Statutory limit before it was 10 lakh for gratuity. Now they have changed. Yes, whether the statutory limit of 20 lakh is correct. Can you tell me now? Anyone? If you know, you can answer. Statutory.
Can you repeat, sir?
Yes, statutory limit now for covered employees under Payment of Gratuities Act of 1972, that is non-government employee covered, statutory limit now increased to 20 lakh. Whether it is correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, before how much it was? Can you tell me?
10 lakh.
Yes, before it was 10 lakh. Now they have increased to 20 lakh. But what about in the case of not covered? Whether it is 20 lakh or 10 lakh in the case of not covered?
20 lakh. 20 lakh only.
How come 20 lakh?
No, no, sir.
See, I have seen the provision, recent amendments I have seen. So in that they said only for covered employee 20 lakh and for not covered employee 10 lakh. If you see the textbook, in that they have mentioned about 10 lakh only, because this is the old edition, previous year edition. See, previous year itself it is changed. So now we are going to consider for covered 20 lakh statutory limit, for not covered 10 lakh. Yes. Now we need to discuss problem. Before discussing the problem, I want to know, have you understood about this gratuity thing? Have you understood? Anuj, have you understood about gratuity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you mean by gratuity? Can you tell me now?
That the after someone retire or die, no, sir, they'll give.
Ah. Yes, yes.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, and what are the two categories of employees? What are the two categories of employee?
Covered and not
Hmm?
covered and not covered, sir.
Yes, that is there. What are the basic type? Government employee and non-government employee.
Okay, like that. Okay, sir.
Yeah. In the case of government employee, what happens? Whether they are taxable for gratuity amount.
They're not taxable.
Yes. In the case of non-government employee,
They're taxable.
they are taxable, provided there are two conditions. One is covered, one is not covered. Now we discussed about
Yes, sir.
covered. Yes. So now we need to see the problem.
Yes.
Problem on this. Yes. Can you just mute yourself once? Yeah. Yes. So now we'll discuss the problem. Problem number 1. After serving for 31 year 8 months, Abhay retired from Zenith Company on 30th September. He received 2,50,000 as gratuity. His salary for last month was 12,000. He is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. Find out taxable gratuity. So here, year of service. How many years he served in Zenith Company? It is given 31 year 8 months. Since he is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act, what we are going to do? We are going to consider 32 years. Not 31 years, not 31 year 8 month. They are going to consider 32 year. Why? Because in the rules they have given part thereof in excess of 6 months is considered as a full year. That is why 8 month is considered as a full 1 year. So 32 year we are going to consider. And gratuity amount is full amount of gratuity is given 2 lakh 50 specifically. Last round salary is also given specifically. And when he retired on 30th September, on 30th September he retired. That is also very important. Yes. Now we need to find out taxable gratuity. Now how to do? Computation of taxable gratuity, like this you are going to do. Format is particulars and to amount column. Amount of gratuity received in the outer column, that is 2,50,000. From that, exempt under section 10 clause 10. Why? Because gratuity section is section 10 clause 10, least of the following. So less gratuity exempt under section 10 clause 10, least of the following. So there are three conditions. What are these three conditions? Just now we discussed, right? These three conditions we are going to write. First one, 15 days salary for each years of completed service. Then actual amount received is also there. Actual amount received, 15 days salary for each years of completed service, and statutory limit. Yes, first actual amount received we are going to write. What amount we are going to write? Gratuity amount we know 2,50,000. That itself is the actual amount. That itself is the actual amount. So 2,50,000 again we are going to write. First point. Then that is in the second column. Then second one, 15 days salary for each years of completed service. So now for this we need to do working note. We can do working note or we can show here itself. So last drawn salary. What is our last drawn salary for the month of September? What was our salary? That is 12,000. So 12,000 we are going to take into 15 days salary they have given. That is why 15 in the numerator divided by 26. Why 26? Number of working days in the month is 26. So 12,000 into 15 divided by 26 into 32. What is this 32? 32 is a years of service. 32 is a years of service. 31 year 8 month, that is equal to 32. So if you do the calculation, you will get amount that is 2,21,538. Yes. Then what about statutory limit? Statutory limit is 20 lakh when he is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act, non-government employee. So now among these three, which is least, that we need to write outer side. That is in the last column we need to write. Among these three, 2,50,000, 2,21,538, 20 lakh, which is least. Least is 2,21,538. Yes. So this amount is exempt from tax. Very clear. 2,21,538 is exempt from tax, and remaining amount that is 28,462, that is a taxable gratuity. How to calculate taxable gratuity? Amount actually received as a gratuity, amount of gratuity received 2,50,000 minus whichever is least 2,21,538. You will get a taxable gratuity 28,462. Yes, see these several notes are given, that is part of service in excess of 6 months is taken as 1 year, that I have already told. Then Payment of Gratuity Act applies to the concern in which 10 or more employees are employed on any day of preceding 10 months. If it is less than 10, then gratuity is not applicable. If it is more than 10, gratuity is applicable. But in all of our problem, we'll assume that that concern is having employees more than 10. Yes, this is one kind of problem. It may come for 6 mark. Very small problem this is. Any doubt regarding this particular problem, you can ask. If there is any doubt regarding this particular problem. Any doubt regarding this gratuity problem? Pragati, Suraksha, Narasimha? Narasimha
No,
is
sir. No, sir.
no. Pragati? Suraksha is saying no doubt. Okay. What about Pragati? Yes. See, now we know payment of Gratuity Act 1962 covered case. One thing we have seen. Now, next thing we need to discuss is non-government employee not covered. Second case, under non-government employee there are two cases. One is covered and one more is not covered. Now, second case we are going to see under non-government employee that is not covered under payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. So, in this case, there are again certain conditions are given. It is exempt to the least of following. So, what are these three conditions? That is very important. You should remember these three conditions. First condition, half month's salary for each years of completed service calculated on the base of average salary for 10 months immediately preceding the month of his death, retirement, or termination of service. Okay. Then 10,000 being statutory limit, yes, or actual amount of gratuity received. So in these three case or in these three conditions, whatever is least is exempt. Whatever is least is exempt. And one more thing here, very important is they have said half month salary based on average salary of last 10 months. So last 10 months average salary you are going to consider. And one more thing, suppose employee retires on September month is whether it is included or excluded. Can you tell me in the case of gratuity calculation? Retirement month whether it is included or excluded in the month in the case of gratuity calculation. Can you tell me?
No.
That means what? No means included or excluded? Excluded. Yes,
Included.
correct. See, suppose employee retires on September, that means what? September month is not included for gratuity calculation. Excluding September remaining month. Last 10 month we need to calculate what is his salary. Then we need to take the average. And on that average we need to take 15 days. That is half month salary. On that average we need to take divided by 2. Divided by 2. Why? Because half month salary, isn't it? That is why you need to do the calculation. For that you need to remember the rule. And statutory limit is 10 lakh for not covered. Covered 20 lakh. There is a different and amount of gratuity received. And what do you mean by salary for this purpose? While calculating the completed years, any fraction of the year will be ignored. Okay. So that means what? 25 year, 7 month. Now, in the case of not covered, can you tell me 25 year, 7 month? What year of service you are going to take? 25 or 26?
26 only, I guess.
No. Not 26. Because they said the part thereof, that means what? Fractional service is not included. See, this fraction of the year is not included. That means 25 year, 1, 2, yeah, 3, 6, 7, doesn't matter. If it is a complete year, then only we are going to consider. That means in this case, 27 years, 25 years, 7 month means you should consider only 25. In the case of not covered. In the case of covered, 25 years, 7 month means 26. That is the difference, because in this condition if you see there is part thereof in excess of 6 months, there nowhere they have mentioned in the case of not covered. That is why only completed years of service is taken. Yes. And salary for this purpose, very important, salary for this purpose means only basic. Okay. So what about in the case of covered employee? Suraksha, can you tell me in the case of covered employee what do you mean by salary? Yes. What do you mean by salary in the case of covered employee? Anyone? Pragati, Narasimha?
Basic salary plus D.
Yes. So in the case of covered employee, basic plus DA. But in the case of not covered employee, what happens? It is only basic. Only basic, unless and otherwise stated. Unless and otherwise stated means DA or dearness pay will be included only if it is given in the problem, or only if they say it enters retirement benefit. If the terms of employment provide that it is considered for retirement benefit, then only we should consider DA. Well, commission also. Commission, what happens? Commission paid as a fixed percentage of turnover achieved during the last 10 months only. That itself, that should be included. Yes. So those are the conditions where the employee has received gratuity in the earlier year from the employer. Statutory limit is reduced by the amount of exemption claimed already. That means what? That means now you know the statutory limit is 10 lakhs. Suppose he received gratuity from a previous employer, and previous employer's gratuity is exempt up to now 50,000 is exempt. In that case, what you are going to do while solving the problem? 10 lakh minus 50. From statutory limit, you need to deduct 50,000. That is how you are going to calculate. So what is the remaining, that is altered statutory limit? 9 lakh 50,000. So that is how you are going to solve the problem. So this is about what the non-government employee not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. Yes, now this is the rule on that. For that, now we need to solve one problem regarding this. So see the problem. Problem number 2. Ajay served in Seema Fabric Limited for 28 year 10 month and retired on 31st January. He received 3,45,000 as gratuity. His salary for last 10 month amounted to 2,41,500. Compute taxable gratuity. So now, can you tell me now years of service? Already we have discussed. Can you tell me years of service by using the seeing the sum? 28. Yes,
28.
28 is a year of service. Very clear. Correct answer. Why? Because 10 month is not included. Only completed year we should consider. Then one more thing, 31st January, whether it is included or excluded?
Excluded.
Excluded, correct. Why? Because he is not covered, and doesn't matter. Even if it is covered also doesn't matter. In the case of gratuity calculation, month of retirement is excluded. But in the case of earned leave encashment, month of retirement is included. So that is the difference between gratuity and earned leave encashment. There included, here excluded. He received 3,45,000 gratuity, that is gratuity amount directly given. His salary for last 10 month amounted to 2,41,500. That means last 10 month salary is given. Now we need to take the average. How to take the average? Can you tell me? Very simple. How to take the average? Can you tell me? See, here average 2,41,500 divided by 10. 2,41,500 10 month salary. We want average. So divided by 10 because 10 month salary is given, right? So answer is 24,150. You will get average. On that average salary, again half. Why? Because first condition. What is our first condition? Half month's salary only. So on that average salary, again you should make a half. That is 24,150 divided by 2. Yes, after that you need to you can go with the other procedure. Compute taxable gratuity. How to solve this problem? See the format. You need to do the format like this: computation of taxable gratuity, particular to amount column. Then amount of gratuity received given in the problem. Write it in the outer column. 3,45,000 less gratuity section. You know that is the section 10 clause 10. Exempt under section 10 clause 10, list of the following. First one, same actual amount received itself, you need to write in the inner column 3,45,000. Second, half month salary for each years of completed service. Yes. So in the case of covered employee, that is based on last one salary. In the case of not covered employee, it is based on average salary of last 10 months. Yes. So for this, you need to do the working note. For second condition, we need to do the working note. See this. You know that in this question, they have nothing is mentioned. One more thing, if you see the question, whether they have given, whether he is covered or not covered, they have not mentioned. If it is not mentioned, it is assumed that he is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act. unless and otherwise stated in the problem, we should consider he is not covered. If it is given, then only we can say that he is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972. Yes. So now you see, he is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act because no information is given. Now working note we need to do for the second condition. Calculation of average salary. How to calculate average salary? 10 month salary is given, divided by 10 if you do, you will get 1 month salary. 1 month salary. What is our 1 month salary? 24,150. Yes, after that, half month's salary for each years of completed service we are going to do. How to do this calculation? We know that is 1 month salary based on average salary of 10 month. Of that we need to take the half. So that answer 24,150 divided by 2 into completed years of service. In this question, completed years of service 28 years only. 10 month is not included. So 28 into 28. So answer is 3,38,100. 3,38,100. So that you can write under second condition. See this. Half month salary for each years of completed service. Now we saw the working note. Now we got the answer. Next, statutory limit. He is not covered, that is why 10 lakh. If he is covered, then 20 lakh. So statutory limit is 10 lakh. Out of these three, which is least? Least is second condition. That is 3,38,100. That is exempt. That is exempt. Write it in the outer column. But we want taxable gratuity amount. 3,45,000 minus exempted amount. If you do, you will get a taxable gratuity. What is the taxable gratuity amount? 36,900. This is our taxable gratuity. So, any doubt regarding this particular problem, you can ask if there is any doubt regarding
No,
this problem.
no.
Narasimha.